Alright, y'all, so I was asked to make this. They wanted something for their 10-ounce Beskar Bar Mandalorian. So this is this is the bottom and this is the top. Should work like a capsule. If it doesn't seal, it should be awful close to it. We'll see when it prints because there is a little bit of play. So deselect. Basically, this is the bottom, just plain. So if all works well, the bar should set in this with about 1 millimeter all the way around it, between the bar and the capsule. So you could put a little piece of styrofoam or whatever in there to keep it from bouncing around and to kind of keep it safe. And this is the top that I built. So I pulled the picture off the internet of what the... It's not even put together. How about that? Hold on just a second here. Since it wants to be funny. Merge. Alright, so it should be together now. There it goes. I had to rebuild it for this, but this is the top that'll fit over that box. Sides are 2 millimeters all the way around. Bottom's 2 millimeters, 2 millimeters all the way around here, which isn't very big. I mean, 2 millimeters is, you got a centimeter ruler. It's 10 millimeters in 1 centimeter. So, I mean, 2 millimeters is like this. Itty bitty. But that should be more than enough to protect the bar. And as I said, I pulled a picture off. So you're looking at this here. We'll see how it turns out when it prints, but that's what the top of the capsule will look like. So I've got this saved. If anybody wants one, I can print you one. This piece here is like 3 millimeters thick. So I built it into it and put everything around it. So the top is a little bit thicker than everything else, and that's because I feel like something would fall on the top, and that's where you want to, you need your most stuff at. So that's what I got. I've already opened up Lubin here, so we'll go to 3D printing. See if I can find it. I think I put it in this. Nope, maybe not. There it is. Capsules. That. So it builds it and drops it in, so it's right there. You can see the finish on that. So we're going to print this, see how it turns out. Height, infill density. Shouldn't need any auto support, so we'll generate the code. Again, this shows you all the different stuff. I always click on the wrong side. That's X-ray mode. There's no unknown. That's showing you the travel of the head while it's making it. That's your fill. It's at 15%. Nope, it's at 10%, I'm sorry. That's what gives it strength. So it's going to print the bottom with a little bit of fill in it. And the top. That's your helper as it starts. Makes a little skirt. Here's your skin. It's the outside of everything. Here's your outer walls. And here's your inner walls, which don't show up when you do the outer, but that's your inner walls. So we're going to export this to the workspace. Alright, it went ahead and connected by itself. I've got everything set up over there. So we're going to hit start job. Send to the device. It is sending Bluetooth to the printer. It says it's sent successfully. So we will walk over here. It says file transfer received. Got it. Disconnect from the computer. We can back out of this now. That was me preheating the bed. Start. Go up to the last thing. So it was showing a 21-hour print, but we will see 21 hour and 1 minute. It's a long print. So it's just going to back up, heat everything up to what it's supposed to be, and then it'll start printing. So I'll bring you back in a second. Alright, so here it is, starting to print. As you can see, it's printing that Beskar Bar looking thing first. So it's going to be interesting to see how it turns out. So I'll bring y'all back maybe in the morning or tomorrow night before it's done. We'll see where it's at and how it looks. Alright, so it's now 1:30 in the afternoon. We're sitting at 92% here. Looks like part of it may have come up. We'll have to see when it's finished. Still saying about an hour left, so coming along pretty fast. Alright, so come home from work and this is what I find. So it's nice to stay with the 3D printer and be able to watch it, but when you got to watch it 12 and 13 hours a time, bad things happen. So as you can see, this is the Beskar Bar. Look, this is glue that's on it. It helps it adhere to the plate when you're 3D printing. Of course, I'm gonna have to start over. So I got to looking at this, trying to figure out what happened, and it looked like this side tried to roll up a little bit. It may just be what it looks like though. And this side, you can see here where it was cutting in deep. So that acts almost like something hit it and knocked the plate out of alignment, and it wasn't level anymore, and it got to cutting into this. So I'm going to level it and start it again, and we will see what happens. It really looks like think it's going to fit beautifully from what I can see. If we can just get her to print. So we'll see what happens. Hey everybody, Scorpion here. So this is my 4th attempt on this. Number 3, or number 2, maybe I should say, has come out the best so far. Of course, it's got glue on there, but you can kind of see that Beskar Bar look to it. And I mean, I can go through and clean up some of these real quick just to knock the glue off. But yeah, for some reason it would not print face down, and I don't know why. And it would get to a certain point and it would just pop off, or the ends would raise up, and then the head on the print would start dragging, and it just get all messed up. So there you go, cleaned it up just a little bit, but you can see right here where the head was dragging, maybe see those marks. So the head would start dragging after the ends curled up just a little. So as it got over here, it started dragging, and you can see it's a little rough right here on the edge, and it would just pop it off the platform. So I mean, this is number 4. So instead of trying to do it face down, this time I have flipped it and it's face up. So it's going to print the skirt around the bottom first, but it has to print all the support underneath so it can print this part on top once it gets to it. If not, the plastic would just fall and it wouldn't come out right. So I'm pretty sure it's going to take quite a bit longer to print, and we'll see how it turns out. This is my 2nd time attempting to print it this way, because the first time, for some reason, it didn't print the little symbol right when it started, right there, and it just like ripped it up off the bottom or something, or it's like it was reading the bottom as the top. I don't know. So this is something you have to think about when you order a 3D print from somebody. Sometimes it takes them a few times. We can't charge you for it. It's our fault, you know, or it's the machine's fault or whatever. It's not the customer's fault, and it takes longer. You use more of your machine, and you burn a lot more time. So I'm gonna spin you around here and let you take a little bit of a look at what it's got going on now. So I don't want to open the door because I don't want to change the temperature in there, because if you change the temperature, it changes how the plastic's setting up. But I think you can kind of see there, you know, it's printing a nice little square pattern. And that's your supports. So it's able, when it gets to the top, to print that other part. So we'll check back on this piece probably in the morning. It's about 12:30, 12:40 in the morning, and I'm not staying up all night tonight. I did a little bit of scrapping or whatever, but Scrap It JC was here today. He's gonna have a video he's gonna post of being here. Some of the stuff we were looking at, we got a big event going on for the scrappers beginning of October, so we're trying to kind of get an idea on that and get that put together. So I'm gonna add this with the other videos, and we'll see what she looks like when she's done. Catch y'all next time. Alright, so this is the bottom piece. I'm gonna do a little bit of sanding on this. Turned out pretty good. Measurements look pretty decent on it. This is the top piece, and being that it wouldn't print face down, I ended up trying like 4 or 5 times before I finally got it to print correctly. So what I ended up doing was putting this fill inside of it, and then printing it upright like this. So you can see we've got the Beskar Bar look here, with the emblem and all, and that's what that's supposed to be for, is one of those bars. So this piece should slide over top of that once I get all this cut out. So we'll see. I'll bring y'all back and we'll see what it looks like when I'm done. Alright, so this is the bottom of the 3D print for the 10-ounce bar. This is the top of the 3D print for the 10-ounce bar. I've got to clean, I've already done one row, but I have to go in here and clean all this out. So when people get to hollering, why does 3D prints cost so much? There's a whole lot of time involved in cleaning and doing this and doing that. Trying to take it apart without breaking it and having to reprint it again. This is actually the easiest I have ever seen supports come out. Normally you have to cut each little piece, but as you can see, you have to go back and clean a little bit out that sometimes doesn't come out like it should. Anyway, I'll bring y'all back when I'm done. Alright, so I've got the bottom here. As you can see, it's not perfect. You can see the lines and all, so I'm gonna sand on it some, try to make it look better. And I've got everything pulled out the top now, and I've got to sand on that a little bit, try to get that taken out, and then it should be good. So we're gonna check on it here in a few minutes. I'll bring y'all back, let y'all see. Well, it'll be a few minutes to me. It'll be, you know, a blink of an eye to y'all, and we'll see what the finished product looks like. Alright, so this is still the bottom piece I'm working on here. I've done some sanding. You can see the lines in it, but it feels decently smooth all the way around. I rounded the corners here a little bit, and the top corners just a little bit, just to try to help it fit into the top better. And the 3D print's a little bit rough. Instead of trying to sand that, I cut this to fit in it perfectly, so that silver bar can sit on that. It gives it a little cushion, a little bit of squish room, helps stuff fit in there and be snug. So now I got to work on the top and try to get the top done. I did create this with a little bit of a lip. I did that on purpose, give you a little something to hold on to, less likely to drop it when you mess with it. But I got to clean some of this out and try to round these edges a little bit, and probably the inside edge just a little bit, just so they go together a little bit easier. So I'll show y'all finished product here in just a minute. Alright, so I wiped this down good with some water. Made sure to get all the dust and stuff off of it. It's got some lines, you can see them. This isn't necessarily going to be an airtight. I mean, it might be, but it's just going to be more of a case to keep it safe. It might be airtight. When I designed it and built it and printed it, that's what I wanted it to be. But I can't guarantee that it's going to be an airtight. You know, I can't guarantee it's going to seal. It's got lines, you know. Sanded this a little bit, rounded these corners here. Hopefully you can tell. Rounded all the corners so nothing's sharp or anything. Went through here and I separated this out a little bit. So I've spent about an hour and a half sanding on this, cleaning it up, stuff like that. Just to give y'all some idea what goes into making stuff for people. This was a custom job. You can see it's got the Beskar Bar thing on it, and it just sits together like this and seals. You push it on down and seal it up and keep it safe. So I'm gonna cut another piece to go right here on the top side, so you'll have something for the bottom for the bar to set on, something for the top. You set it on there, push it down on there. Hopefully it'll hold that bar snug and it won't be moving around in there. The sides I left about 1 millimeter on each side, so if you find that you have that some of that space there, you should be able to get that little foam stuff that's in those coins and put it around the outside, and just to make it a little bit more secure. But I want to show everybody what we did. This has been a long video. I'm gonna make a short video to post on the other channel, but this is something we can do. It just takes a long time. I mean, this is almost 24 hours of printing because of the details and stuff to print this. Not to mention I think it was 3 fails I had while trying to make it and print it. But it's super cool that we can do stuff like this. I do still have the design if I needed to do it for somebody, but that's why stuff like this isn't cheap. It takes forever, and they think you just press a button, it prints, and it's done. But I had to build this. I spent probably 2 hours or more building it, doing the measurements for the bar, making sure it would fit inside, and everything else. So a lot of time involved. Then you got a little sanding afterwards, and you have to make sure everything fits right. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed, and we'll catch you next time.